Alright, here we go. Hopefully Fraps does not crash Dota like it usually does. This is a game that I played today, Monday, and four of us, Nerful, Advir, Just Jeff, and myself, are all Super Monday Night Combat players. And this says Monarch, but I don't think that's the Monarch that they were thinking of. You won't see it during the game because we were on Mumble at the time. But someone saw that the other guy's name was Monarch, and Monarch is another one of the high-level... Forget me, these three guys are high-level Super Monday Night Combat players, and Monarch is as well. So they're like, oh my gosh, it's Monarch, but it's not really. Those three guys and we queued up as a team of four. They have played a lot more Dota than I have. And they're much better than me. Okay, so what we're going to do here, player perspective, and we'll do it on me as soon as we get there. I honestly do not know how to use most of these replay controls, so I'm hoping that we'll just leave it as is. There's no broadcaster. We're going to fog both teams. So, in addition to... Whoa, hello, what the... Stop it. What's going on here? Alright, forget that. Free camera. Whose player was that? There we go. He's asking, is anybody from Brazil? Alright, I kind of want to skip forward a little bit just so that we can get to the actual play part. There we go. Well, this is still not the play part, so I'm going to skip forward a little bit more as we go through and pick our characters. I will mention right here, so Nerful is playing Naga Siren. He randomed and got her. So, they picked Dark Seer. This is Just Jeff. This guy is the one guy who's not on our team. Well, not one of our four guys. And so he picked Centaur Warrunner. I forget if he randomed or not. He did not random. So there's Just Jeff. There's Nerful. Advir is going to end up playing as Enigma because you put together Naga Siren and Enigma. Using Naga Siren's ultimate, it freezes everybody in place, and that allows Enigma to get into perfect position to use his ultimate Black Hole, which sucks everyone together. Now we're going to go to player perspective, me. Now, I have no clue what I'm doing. So, when they saw that I had picked Witch Doctor, they're like, oh, that's terrible. We have support-type Naga Siren, support-type Enigma, support-type Centaur Warrunner, and support-type Darkseer. We don't need more support-type people. But it was decided that... what am I doing here? Oh, we're debating where everybody's going to go, so I'm not sure what I'm going to buy. I wish I could get rid of this. I don't know how. What does this do? I'm afraid. Nope, don't want that. Don't want whatever those are. We'll just ignore that for now. And the game pauses because... I forget. Oh yeah, Enigma was... Advir's computer was having problems. He needed to restart his computer. We will get to this game eventually. Anyway, the point is, I normally play support when I play with Nerful, because Nerful has approximately 3 times as many hours into this game than I do. Last time I checked, which was a couple weeks ago. He's probably even further ahead of me now. Advir and Just Jeff are also pretty far ahead of me. So I am by far the weak link on our team. But it was decided that what I normally do as a support is I come over here to the jungle and I pull for our safe lane farmer to sit under tower and get last hits all game. But Enigma's going to jungle. Enigma's really good at going into the jungle, and when you have a guy in the jungle, you don't use his camps to pull creeps, because that harms his ability to farm. Alright, can we go forward a bit? Like a bit more? Okay. Thanks. There is going to be another time when... wow, that's really loud. There is going to be another time when we pause for an extended period. I'm on my camera, and I should be following me. Yeah, so I have left my camera here. I'm walking, and then suddenly I'm going to shoot over into this position. So this game is literally going to show you exactly what I look at while this is going on. Okay. So, and that's not me moving the mouse right now. That's me in-game moving the mouse. So, because of the jungling Enigma, it was decided that I needed to go mid lane. I was the only real mid lane hero. Centaur probably could have, but Centaur was going support build. And our team, since there were 4 of us, we decided that we would rather have one of our mid lane hero be... This is my mouse, and that's my other mouse in-game. So here we stun him, we grab the double damage, and then I stun him again. Since we've got double damage, we can totally kill him. Boom! There you go. First blood. I have not played Witch Doctor too often. I think this might be my 4th or 5th game ever as Witch Doctor. I really like his ultimate. I love the sound of it. I kind of wish I had like that as my ringtone. But let's go over his abilities real quick. We have the Paralyzing Cask. I'm using, by the way, Purge's Guide to support Witch Doctor. That was just what was my default build. Even though I'm going mid, the only real difference compared to what we've got, I'll go over that as we get there. So Paralyzing Cask launches a cask of paralyzing powder that ricochets between enemy units, stunning then damaging those it hits. So if it hits a hero, it stuns them for 1 second, creeps, it stuns for 5 seconds, does 50 damage, bounces 2, 4, 6, 8 times, and damage goes up 75, 100. The damage is never really good, but the stuns are what you want. And the more bounces and stuns you get, the better it goes. So here it bounced back and forth, and I managed to stun him for 2 seconds. You'll also see me throughout the game use my cask to slow down pushes. So I'm heading, I'll head to like bottom lane, and there's a wave of them coming in. So I just throw my cask. It's gonna bounce 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, or 8 times between the minions, but it stuns them for 5 seconds, which really lets our minions, which are there, get a good push on them. Kind of a waste, but at the same time, that's what I don't feel like I'm in danger when it happens. Okay, so here he keeps stealing my mana. Lion has an ability where he steals mana. I just throw my cask just to stun him and, get him off my back. What am I doing now? I'm standing back here and doing something. I don't know. I wish there was a way to tell the difference between our 2 pointers. If you see it click and there's a little... I don't know what's going on here. Huh. I can click on stuff and move stuff. Give me him again. Why am I looking at the tower? I don't want the tower. Player perspective, me. Oh, I guess I was locked onto the tower's perspective. Huh. So anyway, his second ability is Voodoo Restoration. It costs quite a bit of mana. You can see there the mana per second is 8, 14, 20, and 26. Plus it costs mana to start doing it. But in this radius, that circle around me, I heal for 16, 24, 32, and 40 hit points a second. So if I manage to stand in the middle of my party, our team, I heal them back up. Not tons of hit points, but, I can trade my mana to give them more hit points. Get off me. There we go. It's very important to break the mana drain as soon as possible, particularly for me since I need my mana to do anything. Oh, I bought a bottle. Bottle's good when you're in mid lane because you can go back and forth between the 2 rune spots. You can see right here there's an illusion rune. Pick those runes up and they refill your bottle, and each time you use the bottle you get 135 health and 70 mana. So, and there's 3 charges. So here I'm going to grab this illusion. I see that these guys are pushed all the way up on our tower, so there's a chance that I can come in and we can get a kill on one of them. I do not normally play mid lane heroes. I normally play support. And when I play support, my job is to stand right over here where Enigma is, right over here, and move this camp and pull the heroes using that camp. So here we are, we're dropping everything we've got on her, and unfortunately it's just not enough. We are just a little bit too low. Complicating that. So one, not playing a mid-hero, I don't know exactly how to gank. I don't know the best route to take when I get over there. I don't know the best way to initiate it. I don't know anything. So it's completely possible that I screwed that up. Now this is very sad. Here I hit him. He's going to stun me here. Oh. And then he's going to hit me with his ultimate. So his ultimate deals tons of damage. It deals 600 damage when you use it. I am level 5 because I spent my time walking down here and did not get a kill. The fact that if I had gotten a kill, I also would have been level 6. But the fact that we did not get a kill there means that I am now behind in levels. And that lion, who did make it to level 6, was able, because I'm a squishy... I mean, he does 600 damage. I have 600 hit points. Now, there is built-in magic resistance, so I ignore 25% of that, but that's still a ridiculous amount of my life total. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert here. He totally does it to me 4 or 5 times in the first 10 minutes of this game, or something like... Well, in the first 15 minutes of this game, I think. So, be prepared for me to get my butt handed to me. Right there, after a certain amount of time, the rune that you have in your bottle will automatically activate. I wasn't choosing to create illusions right there, it just happened that way. Alright, I need to pull off... Yeah. I need to stop him from getting his mana back, and he still has plenty of mana. Because if he has plenty of mana, he's going to be able to stun me, and then hex me, which is kind of like a stun, and then hit me with the massive damage from... There I got him to waste mana. That was my whole purpose in life. I sent my illusion over there specifically to try and get him to waste mana. And there I throw my cask because I wanted to break his mana drain as fast as possible. But unfortunately I wasn't able to get the stun on him. I am not a very good Witch Doctor player, so don't be watching this and being like, okay, I'm totally going to do what Eldric does, because Eldric is totally bad at this. Okay, so, what's going on right now? I'm mid, and here, bottom lane asked me to come gank. He specifically said, Witch Doctor, come down here and gank, so I said, okay. And just so you know, this guy, the blue guy, well, the teal guy, that's Nerfle, and he's the guy that I normally play Dota with. So he says, come on down here and gank. And then he's like, what, Enigma, get down here and gank. And Enigma's like, I have no mana, and I'm very close to my item. And I'm like, well, too bad. So here I come running in, and I'm not going to back it up, but just there, Bloodseeker moved over this way while he was in my vision, and then he managed to scoot out while he was out of my vision. So we thought he was going to be right in here, and he ended up not being there. Which is upsetting. Now here's Lion again. I go this way. Bad news for you. And Lion has a double damage rune and kills me again. And that's it. It's as soon as I see him, and I was even going to use my stun. I was in the cast animation for my stun when he hit me first and then just burst me down. And that's it. That's the end of story. There's nothing else to do. That happened, well, like I already said, that happens to me several times in this early game. He just manages to hit me with a stun, and then he kills me instantly with his ultimate. Alright, so I'm level 7. If we look at the game stats, I'm actually the highest level on my team, which is weird considering that Nerfle has got free, well, not free farm, but he's getting solo XP in the bottom lane. Normally, your middle lane is the highest leveled character because he's not sharing experience with anyone. He's all by himself in the middle lane and gets the full amount of experience. But Nerfle's been by himself in the bottom lane here. With, sure, there's enemies, but there's no allies taking up any of the XP from him. Alright, back on me. I've always got my camera a little bit off-centered from me. Nerfle plays with the camera automatically centered on him. So he's not moving his camera, the camera just kind of stays all around him, whereas I move my camera using the WASD keys. A lot of people think that's weird, but it's the way I enjoy it. Okay, so I'm down here, once again, not getting experience. I am trying to get a... There we go, I see this guy, but then I see this guy. So I throw my Paralyzing Cast. Fortunately, this guy moves in. That's the worst thing he could have done. Because there was nothing else for my cast to bounce off of. If he didn't come closer to his teammate, then she would have not. She would have left the stun earlier. And then that little laser beam thing I had is my ultimate, which is called Death Ward. Summons a deadly ward to attack enemy heroes. Has an attack range of 700. Attacks every 0.25 seconds. And a level 3 Death Ward bounces when it hits people. So it deals 60 damage, but that's every 0.25 seconds. So it's dealing 240 damage a second, which is a lot. And it doesn't have any slow, and it doesn't have any stun, so people can just walk away from it. Which is why it's important, like when I was right there when we were fighting those two guys, I threw my stun, and it goes back and forth. Here's where the guy's going to get pizza at the door, and so we're all just waiting, making up reasons. And what's upsetting is, right now, somebody unpaused it, but Nerfle, who went to get the pizza, is not back, and no one else on our team knows how to pause the game. And I just realized it now. I'm like, oh crap, I teleported out of there and he's not back yet. I don't know who unpauses the game. So Lion resumed the game, and we're like, no, don't resume the game, because he's still not back yet. See, he still hasn't moved. And us on our team, we're trying to figure out what the buttons are, and finally I figured out it's F9. And that paused the game, and then someone immediately unpaused it. And that was Lion again. So that's this guy, this jerk right here. Is under attack. Unpausing the game constantly. That's something that's happening. And now finally, you can see that Nerfle's back. So that time it actually worked out. Now this time Lion pauses the game because he thinks that we are asking him, you know, to keep it paused, and finally we all get on the same page. So I believe that's the only other interruption in this game, is that giant pause. Alright, so here I am. I have no mana, and I don't have enough mana to cast my stun, so I need to play very safe, and I'm staying way back. Trying to get a little bit more farm. I'm working on building treads. Normally I would like to get something like Arcane Boots, because it lets me fill up my mana faster. But the fact that I die almost instantly to Lion means I need to stack some hit points. And so one of the options for doing that is to go treads, because then you can leave it sit on strength treads, and you'll have more hit points. Now this is really upsetting, because he can see me. And how was he able to see me right there? Was he able to see me just from his minions? Because I don't see that he has a ward or anything. I was walking over this way, and he saw me and came back, and maybe he just saw me walking away and timed it perfectly to hit me. The only good thing was he didn't kill me there. And that's only good because now he'll kill me right here. The nice thing is I do manage to get the regen room, and here he goes. That's the hex, and then that's it. I'm dead again. So if I look at my deaths right now, I'm 1, 3, and 2. I have managed to get 2 of our kills, and then got another kill by myself. Well, I say by myself. And then, but I've died 3 times. And if you look at the Lion, he's level 11. No one else is even close. The next highest are level 8 characters. Okay, Naga just got level 9. But you can see that I'm very upset right now because he's able to kill me so quickly, and Witch Doctor doesn't have that kind of power. He doesn't have the ability. So here I go ahead and throw my cask to stun them for as long as possible. I don't have that kind of kill potential. Lion does. The nice thing is, as the game progresses, Lion's kill potential goes way down. Lion is definitely an early to mid-game kind of hero because his Finger of Doom doesn't scale very well into the late game. Mine doesn't really scale super well. I mean, it's 120 damage, 0.25 seconds, so that's 480 damage a second. And it does require the people to stay nearby. Here I was going to come over, and then I saw this guy. I saw him when he was standing up where the pink is right now, and so I had to stay back a ways. Now here I go ahead and summon my ultimate, and that secures the kill. I didn't get the kill. And here, it channels. So if someone stuns you while you're channeling it, it stops working. And you can stop channeling early. But I didn't there. And the reason I didn't stop channeling early is because if Enchantress, who's the pink X over here, had come in closer to us, my ultimate would have shot her. It would have kept working. So, for the most part, I don't stop channeling once I've started channeling my ultimate. I think I saw Lion there. Or no. I think I came back this way. Yeah, that's right. Nerfle was asking for my bottle so that he could refill his hit points and mana. And he ends up using all 3 charges from it, but I don't really care because I'm full on hit points and mana right now, too. And like I said, I like playing the support player. I know that the other people on my team are much better than me, and so I will give up whatever I need to support them. Even when I'm playing a non-support role kind of witch doctor, which is weird. Later on in the game, Nerfle was saying that someone was asking, who's our carry? Is it Centaur? And they're like, no, it's not Centaur. It's Nerfle was playing our carry, which is possible. Oftentimes, Naga Siren is played as a support. And then I and Enigma were called the semi-carries. Now here I die again. So that's my 4th death. Yep, 1, 4, and 3. That's my 4th death. I just didn't stand a chance against the Witch Doctor. He would destroy me just with 2 moves. As you saw, for the most part, it was 2 moves. He would stun me, auto-attack, hex me, auto-attack, Finger of Death, I was dead. And that's it. And there's nothing I can do because I'm stunned and then I'm hexed. And there's no escape. And I think his stun goes off faster than my stun ever did. Alright, do I teleport back to mid lane? Yep, I'm going to teleport back to mid lane. Behind the tower. I know he doesn't have his ultimate right now because I just died to it. And there my cask stuns him. I'm checking how many hit points are left on the tower to see whether or not I wanted to deny it.
Missing bottom.
Because that'll cost them gold. Now he showed up, so I decided to stay back again. And now I go in, and he hexes me, so I can't get my stun off. Fortunately, we lock him in place. Then I get my stun off, and there's plenty of creeps around to bounce that stun right back onto Lion. And then I said, you know what? Waste everything on him. So I used my ultimate and laid that down on top of him too, specifically just to secure the kill. We most likely would have killed him without a problem without using it, but I was going to use it forever. Now here he wants to refill his mana, so he takes my bottle, drinks up 2 of the charges, I drink the last charge, and we know that there's a double damage rune right here. So he goes and grabs it. He's going to keep my bottle for now, use the double damage to help gank on these guys, and then he'll give me my bottle back later. I finally get my Gloves of Haste item, but someone's using the courier. Naga Siren's using the courier. So I can't finish building my boots. If you are building boots in this game, like treads, let's say you're using a hero that gets treads, buy the boots first because speed is good, and then always buy the Belt of Strength next if you're buying it piecemeal. Here I just saved Jeff's butt by using my stunning cask, and here I don't know if we want to engage or not. I get distracted. I thought that was Lion walking that way, and it wasn't, so I had to come back up. And I threw my cask again because it was going to stun, and now there's 3 of them up here. And even though there's 4 of us, the 4 of us have been injured. Not all of us are at full, so like just Jeff is half hit points, Nerfle's half hit points. I'm very low on mana. And did somebody die? I guess Centaur Warrunner had already died. And then one of the guys tried to go this way and ended up getting trapped. So Naga Siren used her ultimate. If you don't know what her ultimate does, it freezes all enemy units in place. They can't move, they can't do anything. Here I activate my healing ability because they're injured, so just to give them some hit points back.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
But the other downside to Naga Siren is you can't attack the enemy while they're under it either. Because if you could attack them while they were under her ultimate, it would be ridiculous. Because then, you know, you just use it and they all die. Very similar to Faceless Void's ultimate Chronosphere, where Chronosphere you can attack the enemy while they're underneath it. But the only person who can attack is Faceless Void himself. Your teammates also get stuck. So here, they're diving our Darkseer underneath the tower. He's injured. He needs to run. He needs to continue running, and he dies. Unfortunate. I'm down south. I had asked, you know, can I push out this lane a little bit? That's all I was going to push it out, and then I was going to leave. And this jerk comes in and once again kills me.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
I didn't feel like I was going too far into unsafe territory there. I just walked up to here, and then I was going to immediately, like you saw, as soon as I cleared that one wave, I was walking back towards my tower, but he jumped on me. Right in between that. So then, as you just saw, I'm going to push the button again. That's 2 kills, 5 deaths. And as you can see, their Lion is level 14, whereas the rest of us are at level 11. And here there's a big fight on this side. Where am I? Oh, I'm dead. So I'm watching the fight. I was really wishing that I could get in there because I totally could have, you know, stunned and summoned my Death Ward. And what is Lion doing right now? Just sitting in there healing and buying stuff. Here he buys Aghanim's Scepter. So Aghanim's Scepter on Lion means he can use his ultimate more often. Here I summon my Death Ward. This was kind of ridiculous. Where are we right now? 2647. Back up. So here there's this bad engagement where he goes in and traps him, and as we're going to die, he used his ulti and then he accidentally turned it off, and so he dies. Well, so I summoned my my Death Ward up there, and we managed to secure those kills, even though they didn't go to me. We did manage to get it. So there he's like, oops, I didn't mean to end my ulti on early. Because if he ultis, Naga Siren can always ulti and then just walk away. That's all she needs to do. Just ulti and walk away. Preferably, your Naga Siren doesn't do that and saves multiple party members and not just herself. That's the biggest thing you have to do, is not just save yourself. So here I went back and I bought, since I'm still getting destroyed instantly by Lion, I've got my Power Tread set on Strength for the hit points, and I bought a Bracer, because Bracer gives you an additional 6 Strength, which is more hit points. I said, okay, maybe now I'll have enough hit points that I can do something. Because if I can manage to survive the stun and the Hex, I can get off my own stun and maybe possibly run away. I've also died so quickly I've never had a chance to use my Tangos. And I used my potion earlier to heal Nerfle on the bottom lane when he was hurt. Here I'm standing back letting Nerfle get the farm because Nerfle's the carry. And she needs all the gold she can get. And my job right now is, well, 1, I'm soaking up some of the XP, but 2, I am playing kind of like the protector. If someone jumps in and pounces on Nerfle, I come in with my cask to paralyze them, well, to stun them. Okay, so here's Lion again. We decided to go on Lion, and so I stayed back so that maybe he couldn't see me. But you know, he ran away real quick.
I only mention it as a conversation.
My job was that hope that he didn't see me so that he'd stun and then move in for the kill, and then I would stun him and we would turn the tables. I never mentioned my last ability here. It's Maledict. So it affects an area around somewhere around me, but it's not that whole giant area. That's just the range. So it affects a small area and curses all enemy heroes, causing them to take damage every 4 seconds and adding bonus damage every 100 hit points lost since the curse began. So they take damage, and if you're hitting them at the same time, the damage they take goes up even further. Here I am not even paying attention because I'm trying to buy stuff, and then finally I'm like, oh crap, there's a whole bunch of X's up here, I better come help. I was trying to figure out what to buy, because this is not a role I'm used to, and I think I died here instantly. No, not yet. Do I manage to escape? Run away! No, I died. I died right there.
Maybe they're not actually
Unfortunately, Nerful
No, they
managed to
are.
ulti just after me. And they were considering whether they should
Radiant's
fight
top
that,
tower
and
is being
it's like,
attacked.
no, you do not fight that. Okay. So, Maledict. Okay, so it deals damage. The duration lasts 12 seconds, so it's going to deal the damage 3 times. And it deals very little damage. The nice thing about it is it deals extra damage when you deal more damage on the enemy team. So if you manage to group them up and maledict them, and then hit them with a big area of effect spell, not that I have a big area of effect spell, suddenly they're taking a bunch of damage. Another thing it's good for is if someone's really low and they're running away, you slam maledict on them. One, they're going to take
Radiant's
several
bottom
instances
tower
of
is
damage
under
as they run
siege.
away. Two, if they have a blink dagger or something, I believe it interrupts them and won't let them use it
Radiant's
because they're
bottom
taking
tower is
damage.
being attacked.
But don't quote me on that. And 3, it secures the kill. A lot of times people are at real low hit points, they're running away, the maledict is
Radiant's
enough to
bottom
kill
tower
them.
has fallen.
Bonk. So there I throw my cast, I get a lot of good bounces, and he gets that off. As soon as he gets off the black hole, I immediately just use my my ulti as well, because they're not going anywhere. Not going anywhere for a while. Get owned by Witch Doctor's Death Ward. Oh man, look at this. Instead of staying with
Radiant's middle
these
tower is
teammates,
under
maybe
siege.
farming this right here, I go back towards middle lane to protect our tower. Oh man, this game is over an hour long. I didn't quite notice that. I don't know what these do. Oh, these are just... Alright, let's try that. That's what gets rid of that. Okay. So, Centaur and I farming up the middle. I technically get the farm here because Centaur is the support and I am the semi-carry. I honestly don't know if Witch Doctor is supposed to be called a semi-carry at any point, but that was what I was told. I am the semi-carry. So I work on that. Alright, so now that I have treads, now that I have bracers, I feel like I've got a little bit of survivability. So I decide to go Aghanim's Scepter. Stupid Omni Knight, we hate this
Dire's
guy.
bottom tower is under siege.
That was a very bad thing you did there, Omni Knight. Oh, there we go. And you're dead. And you're dead. Thank you for playing. And see, I keep this going just because Bloodseeker was running in. So if he had come in any closer, then my ulti totally would have hit him. And that would have been good.
Dire's bottom tower has been destroyed.
Alright. I decided to go Aghanim's because it seems like most of the time if I'm doing anything of use... Oh, there's this guy. So I just come over here and I stun him. And then we pounce. We're like, no dude, you don't get to come in here. We are going to waste
Dire's
you.
middle tower is
And
under
here he's
siege.
asking for my bottle, so I think I take one sip from the bottle and then I give him the bottle for the other sip. Or maybe I don't. Maybe that's another time. Oh, nope, there goes the bottle. The reason why he wanted the bottle right there is because now he has enough mana to do his combo. And if you look, he needs 100 for the Song of the Siren, and then 105, I think, for Riptide, and then into Song of the Siren or something. I don't know exactly what his combo is. I played Naga Siren, I think, once, maybe twice. And I played her as a support. Okay, so there we are. I have no mana. I told them, it's like, I have enough mana that I can get off one stun, and then suddenly that guy gave me mana. I'm like, okay, I can do a little bit of something, and I've got my ulti up. Alright, so yeah, I am here. We were debating what we should do right now, and I said, I'm going up here. I'm buying myself a point booster, which is going to give me even more hit points, but also extra mana. And I said, I'm going to build towards Aghanim's Scepter. Because that'll increase the damage that my... Okay, so what I can do here is go to free camera, go in the shop, and go to Aghanim's Scepter. Okay, hide this. Upgrades. Alright, we're all going to be in here. Oh, I might as well get off of this for now. Player perspective, me. Okay. Yeah, since there's a fight coming. But Aghanim's Scepter upgrades the damage on my... I think it upgrades the damage. I know for sure it adds a... Oh, this is where we've got these guys in here. So we're getting in place to do a combo. Lion, as you can see, is down here. I run all the way over here, and he immediately just races in and attacks me directly. Nobody else. Well, I mean, he unleashed his ultimate on Enigma, but he ran right in for me. Part of that was because I had my ulti going at the time. But it was very upsetting that he came around the side. It was very clear to us that Lion was the best player on their team. No one else on their team is actually really doing anything. And in fact, some of them are just plain bad. Like their Bloodseeker was just bad. That was pretty good. If we had anything to follow that up, that would have been a 5-person kill. Oh, he died.
Middle tower is being attacked.
Alright. So here I specifically was looking to click on Lion to figure out what he was building. So he has a Null Talisman to help with his intelligence. He had the Scepter, the Aghanim Scepter, to increase the damage and reduce the cooldown on his ultimate. And then he was building a mech, because the mech's going to give him armor, it's going to give him hit point regen, and it's going to be able to burst heal him while we're attacking him. So I mentioned this to the rest of the team. He's got Aghanims, so he's going to be bursting us down, and he's got he's building mech, so he's going to be able to avoid dying. Here, just to help keep these guys off of our tower, I threw my cask out, and as you can see, it is dealing all kinds of stun damage to these guys, and that's a pretty good thing, as far as I'm concerned. What did I end up doing instead? Oh, I know what I was doing. Okay. So here, my plan is still... There's his mech. My plan is still totally to get Aghanim's Scepter and get my damage up. We are technically very good at team fighting. We should be much better at team fights than they are, because we have Naga Siren to set it up, and Darkseer vacuums to suck all their characters together. Enigma lays down a black hole to trap them all, and at the same time, I let loose with my Death Ward, and Naga Siren uses her Splash ability, and we can burst down their entire team in ridiculously short amount of time if our combo goes off correctly. So there's Aghanims. I know it does something for Witch Doctor. And I want to say it said it had added... okay, I don't think we get into a fight just yet, so I'm going to go to Free Camera, and I'm going to go to Aghanims. Right, upgrades. If I look at it through this side of the game... Where are you, Aghanims? You are... right there. It doesn't say. It's probably because I am not a player in the game. Like right now, you know, we're watching me play the game, but the spectator himself is not a player, so it doesn't show what the upgrade does. But yeah, Aghanim's Scepter definitely upgrades this. Oh, Scepter damage. It increases the damage. And I'm pretty sure it also increases the... ow, ow, ow. I just kicked my air purifier. I think it also causes it to bounce more. Now, this Ogre's Club, even though it's an axe, it's called an Ogre Club, is also part of Aghanim's. So I'm 2,000 gold away from having an Aghanim's. I just need to buy a Wizard's Staff, which is the intelligence item, and I think it's a Blade of Alacrity is the ability item. There's Lion again, out of nowhere. So here, I think I throw down... I don't do anything. I didn't even use my stun. Why didn't I use my stun? I have full mana. I did literally nothing while I was standing there. I don't understand why. But yeah, that was kind of a waste. I don't know what I did or didn't do. I'm standing back here. I throw the cask again just to stun all of the creeps. The faster the creeps die, the faster that the towers start attacking the enemy heroes. So we want to make sure that that stays on. There's stupid Omni Knight running around with his Shadow Blade like he's hot crap. And we auto-attack him to death, and he stands there and takes it. He doesn't quite understand that his ability protects him from magic. There I used Maledict on him, so he's taking damage over time. And then I summon my ultimate. And Lion comes right in and stuns me. And that ends my ulti, and then I don't think he... Ah, yes, Nerfle saved us.
It'll probably
Here we're
be
setting
fine.
up. We're gearing up, and we throw the black hole down, and unfortunately it misses almost
Dire's
everyone.
tower is being attacked.
I do manage to stun Lion. We chase after Lion. He uses his mech to prevent death. I'm getting shot down by the
Dire's
Enchantress, so I
bottom
have to
tower is
run.
under siege.
I activate my healing ability because I need hit points. So that was a bit of a mess. Anybody who
Dire's
plays
bottom
Dota
tower
can
is
tell that
being
I do not
attacked.
really know what I'm doing with myself. I don't know about my positioning. I didn't even... I mean, I threw out my stun, but
Dire's bottom
lots of stuff
tower is
happening. And
under
what am I looking
siege.
for here? Oh, yes. Right there, I noticed that was 2 or 3 times in a row I was using my ultimate, and Lion comes and immediately runs at me to stun me. Again, because he's pretty much the only guy on their team who really knows what he's doing. So he knows that if he stuns me, it stops my ultimate from wrecking all of his teammates. So I said, huh, well then, I'm going to buy a Black King Bar. Black King Bar renders you immune to magic and spells for a brief period of time. So I activate my Black King Bar, and then I use my ultimate. You can still hit me, but they don't really have anyone on their team with right-click damage. So they're not going to be able to kill me that way, and because of the Black King Bar, they can't stun me. And so that'll let my ulti work for as long as possible. Now here, we have a mech on our team, and I run forward with my healing aura to keep them healed as well. It's very important that this guy dies. I think I missed him with Maledict. It hit right behind him. And then but unfortunately Omni Knight is there to heal him again, and he manages to get away. Now what was upsetting is all of us were running this way, and then Centaur turned around and abandoned it. And we're all complaining because there were 4 of us and 2 of them. We should have been able to keep running forward. But the fact that, Centaur decided to run away, I come over here. I don't know why I did that, what I was looking to do. He's coming right at me. Did I manage to get out of here? Yes, I managed to get out of here. Okay. So yeah, we were complaining that Centaur had turned around and run away. And when I'm playing, I'm not able to pay attention to the mini-map in the middle of a fight like that. I can pay attention to the mini-map while I'm just, laning or walking between places. And a lot of times you'll see me, like at the very beginning of the game, where the camera stayed here even though I walked halfway across the map. That's because I'm just paying attention to the mini-map. I don't need to see my character.
Dire's top tower
But as soon
has
as we
been
get into a
attacked.
fight, I get too tunnel visioned. I'm not able to see what all is going on. We can tell that they're in middle because our minions see Lion, and we definitely want to kill Lion, but he's difficult. He's the highest level character in the game right now, and he's got that mech giving him a lot of armor and what have you. So it's not simple to do. I throw my cask down. Stupid Omni Knight with his Shadow Blade runs up because he thinks he's hot crap. And here, this is upsetting. Enigma was over here and did not jump in the middle to do his black hole ultimate. Or actually, if I remember correctly, he had pushed the buttons to activate the power, but it didn't go. It didn't work. He didn't move. Because I had started my ulti in anticipation of it, and nothing happened, and we were very upset with that team fight. We knew that Advir didn't, just stand there and ignore it. It just happened that he did the buttons and nothing occurred. So at this point, we were pretty sure that we were dead. There was nothing we could do. This game was over. We were losing team fights left and right, despite the fact that we were much better at team fight. Well, in theory, a much better team fight composition than they were. We were losing all of our towers. We're all the way back into our base. They've taken out the barracks in the... Did they take the barracks in mid? We're going to be walking by there soon. Come on, a little bit further. Okay, we still have our barracks, but they've taken out the tower. So, this is just kind of like a crapshoot. And here, even though he's coming to farm with his illusions, I said, you know what? I need that money. Because there is the Mithril Hammer, and then it's just 1,300 gold to buy the recipe, and then I will have my Black King bar. I did not put the bracer aside to pick up the Mithril Hammer. The Mithril Hammer gives 24 damage, which is a lot of damage. Now see, what's cool about my Paralyzing Cask is it's bouncing back and forth between the minions. I'm getting gold from minion kills, but I can walk all the way over here while it's happening. Man, that guy is just stupid. That Omni Knight. Can't stand him. He was invisible, and we knew he was invisible, running around us all the time. Because he would run too close to our towers or something, and he would become visible for a brief second. And it happened often enough that we knew he was doing it constantly. Oh boy, this game better end soon. I gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, let's click the button again. So here we are, once again. Our barracks have fared pretty well for right now. Lion is still there, hiding around the corner, trying to bait us in. We have a ward down there to give us vision, and so we knew that there were other people waiting for us. So here we are, we're on the high ground. As long as we're on the high ground, and here, this is going to stun their team several times, because they're all too close together. And there's the Omni Knight once again trying to check us out. And, yeah, we have to maintain the high ground. If you're on the high ground, you get to keep it winning. Alright, Centaur charges, we all move around, we don't know what we're doing. He blinks in and manages to catch 4 of them in his black hole. And so I sit there and I use my Death Ward, it's firing on all of them from above. Abaddon is difficult to kill. That was one of the problems that we had all game long is, once you get Abaddon to a certain percentage, his ultimate turns damage into health. So, and it activates automatically at a certain percentage of health. So we would burst him down as much as we can, and then of course then he heals back up, and then you have to burst him down again. And Omni Knight, one of their other supports, heals people. And then of course Lion has a mech, which heals people. So it was kind of ridiculous how often we were having trouble killing people. I say it's kind of... Anyway. So here I do something stupid. I move the illusions in and they get destroyed immediately. I know that there's a way with illusions or trees or other minions to... Here I'm using my mana to give them hit points. You can see how I'm healing them up faster than they take damage.
Dire has fortified its structures.
I know there's a way to kind of block Roshan in the back, but I think once you have 3 people within a certain radius of him, he will immediately use his area of effect stun, and that destroys the illusion. We were very scared of one of their guys jumping in invisibly and stealing the Aegis. It's called an Aegis. So we put a sentry ward to spot invisible people outside of the pit, and just in case, we had Naga Siren there who could have used her ulti to freeze time as far as the enemy team is concerned while we picked up the Aegis. So here, I don't know why I walked away from the 3 guys I could talk to in Mumble and stand next to the Centaur. I think it's just because I felt safer in mid lane rather than being in the jungle where they could jump on us from a bunch of different angles. And I also have my Black King bar, and now that I've got my Black King bar, I still have that point booster. So I decide I am going to build Aghanims. We'll build Aghanims as well. So here we are, we've got mana, we've got a full bottle, we've got all our spells at max level, we're level 18, all we need now is stats. If we take a look at our where we're standing, I am the highest level character on our team, followed by Naga Siren. Interestingly enough, Advir, who's been in on those team fights, is behind us, but he's 05 and 8. I have plenty of assists, which is my big thing. That's what I like to do as a support. I should have tons of assists. I'm once again giving Naga the bottle. On their team, however, you know, Lion is still way ahead. He's 12, 4, and 4. His Omni Knight is doing really good with assists. Abaddon is doing really good with assists. And that Enchantress and Bloodseeker, they are yelling. Now here, we're all clumped up and we were using the ultimate to try and find our way through the jungle. We were trying to like catch someone out. Here, man, all kinds of stuff is going on right now. I activate my Black King bar to try and get away. I have very little health. I use my bottle, refill some of my mana, throw down the cast. I think at the beginning of that fight I forgot to activate my Black King bar and I ultied first. And so that meant that we were behind. What was it? I forgot to use my Black King bar first, so I ultied, and once again I got stunned, and that stopped my ulti. I was going to take that to refill my bottle, but Naga Siren took it so she could try and chase down Bloodseeker. Here, the other team's complaining about their Bloodseeker guy. Now, in that last fight, he did not engage in the middle with us. He was, it looked like, trying to flank around the side, so it could be that he was just, you know, had poor judgment. He pulled what I would call an Eldritch and decided he was going to try and flank, which would take too long and not do anything. We've got pretty much their entire team dead right now, so we're pushing real hard right up the middle, because the further we push up the middle, the better we are. One of our guys who was dead came right back over here and is now dealing with their minions in our base. We still have the tower and the barracks on that lane, which is good. And I'm standing way in the back because I still don't have too many hit points, my defense is terrible, and I have no mana. Here we were trying to decide what we wanted to do because Nerfle stopped. Excuse me. And he's like, dude, and then he's teleporting. He's like, dudes, I'm doing this so you can leave. I'm like, okay. So we all run back. I'm like 200 gold away from finishing my Aghanim Scepter. Not that it's super important, but it's certainly going to help. And the stat bonuses from the Ogre Club and the Staff of Wizardry would be nice too. That's one of the reasons why I'm walking back to base right now, because what I'm going to do is switch the Bracer out for the Ogre Club and sell the Bracer. The club gives better hit points than the Bracer does, and since I bought the Bracer for hit points, it makes sense to get rid of that and replace it. Now I've got Aghanim Scepter. Now I'm doing ridiculous amounts of damage, 150 a second. Actually, oh, there it says, increases ward damage and death ward attack bounces 4 times. So it goes from bouncing once at 3rd level to bouncing 4 times, and that's a shot every quarter of a second for 150 damage. So that's 600 damage a second. Oh, and by the way, it bounces. I don't know if it can bounce back to a target who's already been hit by it, which would be ridiculous, but, you know, it's a possibility. Even if it doesn't, that's still tons of damage going through their whole party if we manage to get them trapped in a black hole, or otherwise just standing close enough to my ward. So now I'm like, what do I buy? And they're like, well, we could get a Veil. If you don't know what to buy, getting a Veil is nice. And I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know if it's right now. Oh, staff. That's right, Sheepstick. They said if you don't know what to buy a Sheepstick. Sheepstick is never the wrong answer. We do have a Daedalus, I believe, on Naga Siren. Her carry items, she's got a Diffusal Blade and a Daedalus and a Manta Style, which are all pretty nice. Still walking around with a Quelling Blade. I mean, it's not like they have Nature's Prophet or anybody. It does let you kind of slip between places. So we vacuum... Oh, we did manage to vacuum him in. We were trying to see if we could deal damage there, and it looks like we actually did. And right there, someone's like, do we have dust? And we're like, no. And I'm like, okay, I got dust. I'll buy the dust. So I go ahead and grab us some dust. The nice thing about dust is it affects a large area, and it sticks to you. So if you use dust, the person stays visible for a certain amount of time, which is 12 seconds. They stay visible. Oh, and it slows them. I didn't know it slowed. The bad thing about dust is once you use it, there's a cooldown of 60 seconds. So you can't use dust twice in a row. You have to wait 60 seconds. I move it there because of the buttons. It's much easier for me to press the X button, which is what this item is on my scheme. I'm not sure what it is normally. I think these are actually number buttons in the original game, so it's like 1, 2, 3 on the top row, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom. But I'm terrible at touching the number buttons, so I use ZXCVBN. If I need to push something, normally the one that I'm expecting is the C button. That's where I usually put my boots, but in this case the boots are on the V button because I don't expect to tread switch very often. My oh crap, everything is going bad button is Z. So you can see my Black King bar is on Z. And then the X button is just if I need to. There's that jerk trying to kill people. I managed to hit him real quick with the stun. I run away because I don't know what's going on. He managed to kill him. There's stupid Omni Knight. He does manage to kill our Enigma, and there's my stun. Oh, and then he uses that, so we can't get in there with that. Alright. We have everything set up. There I used the dust because I wasn't sure if any of them were standing around invisible, but the Bloodseeker was way away from us at that time. He was all the way over here. Here, we're all beating on him still, and it's like he's using his ult, so you can see that he's way up after that. And we net him, and he's dead. What does he have? Floods, phase boots, blade mail. Yeah, nobody's attacking you. This is a stupid build that Bloodseeker does. Bloodseeker's ultimate, I think it's called Rupture. It causes you to bleed, and you take damage when you move. So if you just stand still, it does nothing. So a lot of, I say a lot, some people who play Bloodseeker will buy a Force Staff because that forces you to move a small distance. But it's a big waste of money if you're using it for that. If you want to use it for positioning or for something like that, maybe it's a little bit better. But if you're just buying it to deal a little bit of damage with your ultimate, that's kind of useless. Here we are totally... They've got 3 of them dead. Lion is up, which is scary, because Lion is a scary hero on their team. But there's 5 of us here, so, well, 4 of us. Enigma's coming. There's a bunch of us here, so what's he gonna do? Nothing. As soon as I see Naga Siren is backed up, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be up in there. Centaur might have a lot more hit points than me and can get away with stuff like that. Someone has a Radiance. Who has a Radiance? You don't have a Radiance. Okay, so Centaur has a Radiance. There's this cool effect coming off of him, and that is the fact that Radiance deals damage to everybody in a radius around you. There, I hit them with my stun, and I get off my awesome channel ability, and the Bloodseeker runs right into it like an idiot. And that is why I don't cancel my channel early, and I just sit there and channel it until the channel runs out. I activate my Healy bits because everybody's a little bit damaged. I'm trying to get over by Centaur. But if I'm going to heal someone, I want to heal Nerfle because I know Nerfle. Alright, so here we're going to head up north. We're going to take out another tower. And I am working towards the Staff of Vyse, which is the sheep stick. So you see that I buy an ultimate orb right there. I'm considering afterwards getting rid of the bottle. It's not the best idea, considering how much use we've gotten out of the bottle, and the fact that I use it in between fights to heal up Naga Siren. Look how quickly burst down that entire wave right there. There, I'm upset. I was going to tread switch to int treads so that I could regen my mana faster while we're waiting, and I accidentally hit the Black King bar button. And that's because normally if I have boots and a bottle, my boots are on Z, so that's the button I normally hit. So it's a little upsetting, but, I managed to get through it. This game still goes on for like another 8 minutes. It's weird. Weird that way, that we're like right up in their base, there's a bunch of us all standing nearby. And, why was I so far forward? That made no sense. Alright, so here we are, we're running away, and then she uses her ulti to save us. The only person who can still move right now is Omni Knight, because his ultimate renders him magic immune. So he's able to walk around right in the middle of her ultimate. But unfortunately, him by himself is not going to do anything when the rest of our team is standing there. So the best he can do is just to hope he can ward us away and keep his teammates safe. Here, I wanted to walk away, but I saw that these guys were over here in the jungle, and I didn't know if any of their other team was coming through the jungle. So I decided I needed to just teleport out immediately. I have tons of int. Look at that. I do almost 200 damage a shot with my right clicks. I have 2,500 mana. I mean mana. Gold. I think the game should end very soon. Because I remember it ends while we're not even in the base, or at least I'm not even in the base. Look at this. This is where my camera is set, and look where I'm standing. I'm not even on camera. I can't even tell where I am anymore. And this confused me because right here, I was moving and Darkseer was not, and both of us are purple. So I was confused. I was thinking I was lagging out of the game and I wasn't able to walk around. So then Darkseer's like, okay, then I'll just walk right next to you the whole time. That way you can't tell which is which. I'm just going to confuse you. The game is going to end very quickly. There it is, yeah. I knew it ended while we were up in the top lane and we were nowhere near the middle. And here, they're asking us to report Enchantress and Bloodseeker. I do report the Bloodseeker, because their entire team was complaining about Bloodseeker the whole game. Enchantress just kind of showed up at the end where they said, start, report Enchantress. So I didn't report her, but I did report the Bloodseeker. And when you report someone, you put a reason in, and I just said, the rest of the team said, he was bad, so... Alright, so that was the victory. I played like crap, but we did manage to pull it out in the end, and that's it. Until next time, bye-bye.